What's up guys and welcome back to some Yooka-Laylee. Yes, a brand new trailer has been released at Gamescom 2016. Now what's the point of this video? It's pretty basic. I'm gonna go over it as usual. With that being said, let's get right into it. Alright, so the trailer starts off with Yooka and Laylee in Ivory Towers, I'm assuming. We notice the statue of Capital B, the main antagonist. In the back, we notice a bunch of books on shelves. Now according to Playtonic, the worlds in the game will be within these large looking books. Now why do we see small books in the back? Well, Capital B wants to convert all of literature into profit. He's trying to steal as much books as he can from the worlds. So there's pretty much a bunch of books scattered around the area. Now I mentioned worlds within large books. How many worlds are we talking about? Apparently, there are 5 worlds in Yooka-Laylee. We don't know all of them, but we know 3. We have Shipwreck Creek, Ivory Towers, and Tribal Stack Tropics. For the others, nothing has been revealed yet. Okay, so we access worlds by entering giant books. But how are we supposed to find these books in the first place? I think that these worlds are accessed from inside Capital B's lair. I think that these large books are scattered around Capital B's lair. When we're talking about his lair, we're actually talking about Ivory Towers. Ivory Towers is basically this huge hub world. Notice how there aren't any quills around. If Ivory Towers really is this huge hub world, then I don't think it counts as a standalone world. If that's the case, then we only have Shipwreck Creek, Tribal Stack Tropics, and the Icy World so far. For the rest, we don't know. How are we so sure that Ivory Towers is actually this huge playable hub world? Well, at a point we can notice these palm trees in the back, and these palm trees are either from Shipwreck Creek or Tribal Stack Tropics. And who knows, the trees we see in the back probably lead us to that large book. The large book which would take us to Tribal Stack Tropics or Shipwreck Creek. I don't know about you guys, but the buildings, the surroundings really remind me of Grunty Industries from Banjo-Kazooie. And again, we can notice a bunch of books scattered around. So we're still inside Ivory Towers, I'm assuming. While a new ability has been revealed, not only can Yooka use his tongue to camouflage, but he can also use it to reach high platforms. And we can only perform that move if we have those block-looking things. Next, we see this scanning robot which we saw in the E3 trailer. Now way in the back, we can notice these pipes sucking in books. And that pretty much explains why we see a bunch of books scattered around the area. Playtonic Games has done an amazing job with the visuals. When we see Yooka and Laylee walking on this bridge, we notice a nice sunset in the back. The background, it's very nice. Now notice how the camera moves around once Yooka and Laylee are walking on that bridge. It's a nice extra thing they added in the game. Anyways, the Gamescom trailer pretty much consists of gameplay in Ivory Towers, if you guys have noticed. Next, we see this laser shooting robot. Now these robots look like the robots we saw in the toy box version. One has a scanning ability and the other one pretty much shoots lasers. During the E3 trailer, we had Yooka invisible. Players can use that ability to not get caught by the scanning robot. Or who knows, these robots are probably the same. Once the player gets caught, the robot shoots lasers. Notice the minion stuck under the platform. Is he going to be stuck there forever? Are we supposed to let him out? Who knows? At a point, we can notice these pillars from Tribal Stack Tropics. This might mean that we're close to the world's entrance, the large book to be more precise. During the gameplay trailer, Yooka's role is used quite a lot and we can notice that it consumes power. Now tonics apparently help reduce power consumption. We still don't know what tonics look like. We still haven't seen them in the game. Correct me if I'm wrong. Next, the trailer moves on and we notice these bunch of googly eyes. Now these eyes are able to attach themselves to objects and bring them to life. And pretty much they become enemies. Later on, we notice Yooka and Laylee as a plow truck. And yes, in Yooka-Laylee, there's a bunch of transformations, just like Banjo-Kazooie. It seems like that Yooka and Laylee can use their transformation to push snow and reveal a pair of shorts. Now, we've seen a pair of shorts on minions. Did the minions steal these shorts? Are we supposed to give these shorts to someone? We don't know. Now, how do we transform? Well, Dr. Puzz is the one who transforms Yooka and Laylee. To make Dr. Puzz transform Yooka and Laylee, the player needs to collect a specific item first. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but there's a whole bunch of new areas in this icy world. We've never seen these areas before. We're talking about 5 expandable worlds. There's still a bunch of areas we haven't seen. Anyways, moving on. We finally see the gauge when Yooka and Laylee are swimming underwater. I mean, they've been swimming underwater without a gauge this whole time. We thought that they would breathe underwater, but the game was being worked on, so having it now makes sense. The gauge looks pretty simple. We're talking about bubbles, nothing much to it. Now we notice a brand new enemy which looks like a squid. Usually Playtonic Games reveals concept arts and stuff, enough when it comes to enemies and characters. But for this squid, we've never had a concept art, so this enemy right here is pretty much new. Another ability has been revealed. Apparently, by farting underwater, Yooka-Laylee can walk underwater. Who else but Playtonic, right? Not only that, it allows them to breathe underwater. So there you have it, folks, a fart bubble. Now how do we gain this ability? By giving a bunch of quills to Trouser, he'll teach us a bunch of abilities, and I think that we'll learn this ability later on in the game. Oh no, wait, actually, we can learn these abilities in any order we want. We're simply purchasing these moves, so there you have it. Now this fart bubble is very useful. Yooka-Laylee can use ground smash to activate a switch, and this switch makes a bunch of rings appear, and creates this small puzzle for Yooka and Laylee. Well, puzzle, let's say. Where does this take place? I'm assuming this is inside Ivory Towers. We can notice a bunch of pipes in the back. And notice how we don't see any quills around. Next, we notice this other obstacle. We notice Yooka and Laylee rolling their way onto the top. Next, we have more gameplay in Ivory Towers, and then we get these brand new enemies in the icy world. And just like the squid, we had no concept arts for these guys, so they're pretty much new. Later on, we notice the minecart, which has basically been confirmed to be in the ice world. Since this minecart is present in Tribal Stack Tropics, I'm assuming that the minecart will be present in each world. And the more we proceed through the worlds, the harder the obstacles will get for the minecart. I mean, look at this one compared to the one in Tribal Stack Tropics. The one in the ice world has a lot more jumps and looks a bit more challenging. It looks like we have to collect these ores, these crystals. Now, how many are we supposed to collect? We don't know. What are they for? We don't know. Next, we move on to this sort of cutscene with capital B, and we notice these books getting sucked into these large machines. Later, we notice the camera moving around and showing us the environments. The worlds look massive. The environments look beautiful. And for a brief moment, we can notice the frostberries. Frostberries are pretty much ice balls, and they will be useful for certain tasks in the game. The same goes for Splashberry and the fire one. Now, I don't know if berry is the official name. I read this in one of the magazines back then. I don't know what the fire one is called. Fireballs? Fireberries? Who knows? Now, we notice a Pagey in a cage. How are we supposed to unlock that? We can't really tell by the trailer. Okay, so some people seem to be upset due to the fact that the game will only have 5 worlds. Guys, we're talking about 5 expandable worlds. If you saw the trailer, I'm pretty sure that you can agree that the worlds look pretty massive. And pretty much these worlds will have a lot of gameplay time. Well, unless you decide to speedrun the game, of course. Alright, the Gamescom trailer ends with Dr. Quack and Capital B. We don't see much, but for a brief moment, we notice them turned around. That's pretty much it. Now guys, that's not all. EuroGamer actually posted extra gameplay. I will leave everything in the description so you guys can check out all of the gameplay. Alright, during this trailer, this gameplay I mean, we notice more gameplay in Tribal Stack Tropics. Pretty simple, nothing much to it. Now the ability that looks similar to the flap flip from Banjo-Kazooie is called High Jump, according to the toy box. It's pretty much official. And according to the toy box, by collecting 100 quills, the player can unlock one Pagey. And I think that this Pagey appears in a random area. Notice Yuka's spinning attack. If you've tried the toy box version, if you had the chance, if you were a backer, then you probably realize that by performing a triple spin, you unlock a combo move, which makes Laylee rise in the air and spin around, which would cause more damage. Next, we get a cutscene where Yooka and Laylee meet Kartas for the first time. I don't know about you guys, but I absolutely adore Laylee. Just like Grant Kirkhope said, Laylee is this little wisecracker, and that's what I love about her. Now, just like we saw before, we see Yooka and Laylee collecting a bunch of ores. What are they for? What do we get in return? We don't really know. Now, these ores weren't present during the E3 trailer. They're still working on it, guys. They're polishing it. Plus, a lot of people tried the toy box version. Playtonic Games got a bunch of feedback, and they're gonna use that to make the game even better. Anyways, these minecart challenges look pretty challenging, I'd say. I mean, the player has to be careful not to take damage, careful not to hit the barrels, careful not to get caught in the fire, and at a point, we notice a ring. So it's pretty much a bit more challenging later on. Next, we can notice Yooka and Laylee in this new area, I guess. We've never seen this area before. Is it part of the expanded world? Maybe, who knows? Now for the Pages, if I'm not mistaken, we can collect a maximum of 20 Pages per world. Once they're they're expanded. And of course, we use some pages to unlock other worlds as well. Could this new area be part of Shipwreck Creek? I don't know, judging by the trees, what do you guys think? Or it could also be part of Tribal Stack Tropics, I guess. But anyways, like I said before, the player can unlock a combo move by performing a triple move. A triple spin, I mean. Notice how Laylee spins around in the air and hits enemies. Once Yooka and Laylee get rid of the enemies, they talk to this brand new non-playable character. And as always, Laylee has something to say, which is pretty funny. Now this character's name is Sir Scoffalot, Knight of Hamelot. He's not the only knight in this game. A while back, Playtonic Games released this art which shows the characters in the game. Scoffalot is not the only knight. There's also Lady Leapalot. We still haven't seen her in the game. Now, is Hamelot the name of a world which we haven't seen yet? I don't know really, but we'll find out one day. Moving on, we get more gameplay in Tribal Stack Tropics. There's some areas we've never seen before. Now, by killing a minion, a butterfly is released, and this butterfly is used as health. Next, we see Yooka actually using a frostberry. As you can notice, Yooka glows blue, which is pretty neat. And like I said before, these frostberries are useful for certain tasks. For example, Yooka can shoot frostberries and pretty much make a ghost happy. Once it's happy, we can collect it. And notice the animation, it really reminds us of the Jinjos from Banjo-Kazooie. For the ghosts, there are 5 in this game. Each of them require a different tactic to capture them. Next, we notice that by using sonar ability on this artifact, a platform is activated. I love that happy face. What about you guys? Now, early on in this video, we had Yooka and Laylee pushing snow, and we saw a pair of shorts. Now look at this minion. He's wearing a hat. Are these hats and shorts collectibles? Are we supposed to collect them? I don't know. By killing this minion right here, the hat disappears. Nothing happens. So the shorts we saw back then was probably part of a mission. Anyways, enough talking about shorts. Let's move on. We notice more frostberries scattered around. Okay, nothing much to it. Now, I don't know if you guys have noticed. We noticed this huge arcade machine in the back. So I'm assuming that each world will have this huge machine thing in the back somewhere. And that will lead us to Rextro 64s. Now, aren't we supposed to access this arcade machine via the main menu? I don't know, I think that we have to unlock it first. Once we find it, we'll get a shortcut in the menu. Now we see the item which is needed for Yooka and Laylee to transform. It's called the Molecule. We give it to Dr. Puzz and we get transformed. Simple. Notice the fireballs on the plant. I don't know their official name, I'm just gonna call it the fireberries. If you've seen the E3 trailer, we saw Yooka blowing fire, and I'm assuming that by consuming these fireballs, Yooka can blow fire and pretty much glow orange. Then we notice the splashberry. Yooka turns blue, and by giving Nimble water, he fills up the whole area with water. Now, jumping from a high platform and landing in the water, it doesn't cause any damage. And that's a small thing I wanted to point out. Next, we notice Skeleton Girl. I don't think that's her official name, but I'm just gonna call her Skeleton Girl for now. And as always, Laylee has something to say. I absolutely love her remarks. Last thing, guys, we notice this page in a cage. How are we supposed to unlock it? Are we supposed to go through those rings? Are we supposed to complete a specific puzzle? I guess we'll find out once we play the game. Anyways, guys, that's pretty much it for the analysis. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Now for the release date, it still says early 2017. We still don't have an exact release date. Playtonic Games is currently at the polishing stage, if I'm not mistaken. And judging by the trailer, the game already looks pretty great. The controls look very smooth. Playtonic Games still has a lot of time. The game is gonna look absolutely great in the end. So yeah, Yooka-Laylee is going to get released on the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Mac, PC, and Wii U. And other than that, guys, I've been Vivi, and thanks for watching.